Who's he?
Kentman!
He's not important!
Okay. Hello, gamers and collectors. It's your boy Kentman, bringing you that JRPG and fan service content you deserve. Today is Monday, and we're going to be going over part 2 of my gaming collection that I'm going to be putting on the shelf. We got this big crate of PS2 games that I have to put on the shelf, while also trying to put my Switch games and Nintendo games and other things on the shelf, and a little bit of collectibles and stuff. So I'm gonna just go through it and show you it, talk about it a little bit, put it on the shelf, make it look pretty, and then that will be done. If you wanna watch part 1 of me putting my PS4 game collections on the shelf, check out this video right here. That's gonna be in the right-hand corner, where I was talking about digital versus physical. And I was gonna do that again, but for some reason, I just can't talk about a subject and put games on the shelf at the same time. So we split it up into 2 different videos. So either way, let's just get right into it, starting with the Switch games. Actually, first, don't mind my fat stomach. So right here is going to be where the Switch is going to go. Here is the one shelf right here that I'm talking about. The shelf that I'm touching right now, that is the one below the PS4 and PS5 games. And then there's one right here below that I might put the Switch games on, because I feels like I can fit all my Nintendo games here. And then right over here is where my PlayStation 1, 3, 2, and Dreamcast games will go, because those are the games I'll be playing the least through normal means, if you know what I mean. And so we're going to set that up for down there, because just in case I get more PS5 games and PS4 games, I want to have enough room to accommodate for that. Eventually, I do want to get like one big full shelf that fits this whole spot, where I could put the Final Fantasy stuff, all my games, and some extra collectibles from those series and like collector's editions and shit, and be able to put those in a nice, comfortable spot, you know? But for now, I gotta work with what I got. Let's start off with how my brain is gonna be working. I wanna put amiibo to amiibo. So we're gonna start with the first amiibo, which is this Princess Peach amiibo from Mario Odyssey. As you guys know, I love me my Peach. We also have the Super Smash Brothers Peach as well. Now I'm missing the Super Mario Brothers Peach, Cat Peach. So there's a few extra amiibos I need for Peach herself, and I need one more Zero Suit Samus. So we're gonna put this right here first, where it's gonna be like the first like blockade. In my PlayStation 4 video, when I was putting my games on the shelf for that, I said that the way I like to put my games is I like to put my games where I'm gonna be playing those games first. So I got a couple games that I'm going to be playing eventually for the second channel. First being Fire Emblem 3 Houses, which is pretty cool. That glare is pretty bad, so but hopefully it's not too bad. Fire Emblem 3 Houses, which is a great game, and then Fire Emblem Engaged. I'm a really big Fire Emblem person. I really do love Fire Emblem. I think they're some of the best tactical RPGs, probably the best tactical RPGs that ever has been created. Next is Princess Peach Showtime. I do want to continue playing this game. I did start playing it, but I might have to start over because I kind of forget everything that the story was about. Next, we got Splatoon 3, which I do want to play the story mode at least, because I know the second one had a really good story mode, so I want to continue with the third one. Pokemon Let's Go Pichu. I do want to play this over again, because when I played it originally, I feel like I didn't really appreciate it when it came out because of the Let's Go feature of it. But I feels like now looking back at it, the graphics at least, these are some of the best Pokemon remakes we've ever had, for at least the first generation, which is a really good deal. So I do want to go back and kind of appreciate these and try to play it again just to see if I will actually like it the second time. And then we have Paper Mario A Thousand Year Door, which I need to play. Then we also have Super Mario RPG, which I do need to finish. I did start streaming that. I did stream that on YouTube, but then I stopped it because Yeast 10 came out along with Fire Emblem 2, not Fire Emblem. Fairy Tail 2 came out. And then we got Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Played the first one, loved the first one. Now we got the second one. I started playing this and I loved it, but I ended up stopping playing it. That's how I'm always like that with Nintendo games, where I start playing it right away and then something happens and then I stop playing it because I favor my PlayStation more than Nintendo. I've always grown up as a PlayStation person more. So that's just how it is. And then we have Super Mario Wonder, which is also a really good game. Any Mario game that has Peach in it, I'm buying it. That's essentially it. And here is the Zero Suit Samus amiibo that is still boxed. Not Zero Suit Samus, this is regular Samus in her box. Nintendo Switch games, we got Mario Party, Superstars, Mario Kart 8, that's not $80. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Tears of the Kingdom, which was a beautiful and amazing game, did beat that as well. Animal Crossing New Horizons, this was like my whole life in 2020, but I don't really play it as much anymore. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which you can't even buy anymore, which is stupid. And then Wonder Boy, which is a really good old classic Genesis game that is really neat and cool. And that's all the Switch games that I have, which is cool. So then I'm gonna go ahead and put this super cool Zero Suit Samus figure I got. I bought this at GameStop. It was like the last thing I bought from GameStop before I quit with my discount, which was pretty cool. So next we got GameCube, which we got Metroid Prime. This is kind of a little out of order. I like to put all my Metroid games together, even though they're from different series. I know there's a Switch port. I know, I just didn't get it yet. Don't yell at me. I know there's a Switch port for Metroid Prime. But my logic is I haven't been playing my Switch. So if I haven't been playing it for like 4 months or so, there's no point in me buying games for it if I'm not buying it. Also, I was like banking on the Switch 2, you know, because the Switch 2 was going to come out and I would just buy games for the Switch 2. Yeah, and then, you know, the whole Switch 2 situation is going on. So now I gotta find actual Switch version of Metroid Prime, as well get Metroid Dread eventually at some point. So we have only a few Wii games. We have Trauma Center Second Option. It's like a visual novel doctor game from Atlas. I only bought it because it's Atlas, and you know, as you can see, I buy a lot of Atlas stuff. Then we have this Kirby Dreams Collection, which is pretty cool, which was for their 20th anniversary. We have Animal Crossing City Folk, and then that is all my Wii and GameCube games. I know my GameCube games is very lacking, but a lot of those games you can play on the Switch now, so I only kept the ones that I really cared about. Next we have Fire Emblem Awakening. Is probably the best Fire Emblem game. This is what got me into the series a long ago, and I loved it ever since. This game, Tharja, Lucina, the new Lucina figure that just got announced. I definitely want to buy that. It doesn't come out until like next year though. Then we have Animal Crossing New Leaf. This is my wife's. Then we have Animal Crossing Home Happy Home Design, also my wife's. Yoshi's Woolly World, and then we have Kirby Triple Deluxe, Metroid Samus Returns, which actually is a really good remake. This is like probably my only DS game, which is Super Princess Peach, as you think I would have. And then we also have the original Super Famicom version of Super Mario Kart, which is really dope and cool. I really love the box art for this, and I like that it's like a long box. So now that is all my Nintendo stuff. That only took 17 minutes to get through, so that's not bad. Not bad at all. I have Bayonetta for the 360, which is pretty cool. This PSP game of Phantasy Star Online. So we got this Shin Megami Tensei 4 Shin Megami Tensei 4 Collector's Edition for the 3DS, which is pretty cool. My brother actually ended up giving this to me. This was his copy that he just gave to me because he knew I love Atlas and Sega. All right, next, we're going to talk about a Dreamcast. Now, I already previously showed my Dreamcast collection a while back, but this is going to be an updated version of it. So we have Crazy Taxi. Let's make some crazy money. Then we have Skies of Arcadia, one of the best JRPGs, exploration JRPGs you'll ever find. Then we got Some of the Amigo, Space Channel 5, Steel Seal, that also has a holographic case. The worst game ever on the Dreamcast, but I still love it anyway. Sonic Shuffle, the Mario Party like. That was not as good. Sega Bass Fishing, that had a sick ass soundtrack. There was one track on here that was like one of the best soundtracks ever. Choo Choo Rockets. We have Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. So that is all my Dreamcast games. And now we got the rest of PlayStation, which is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Tarzan. We got Spyro, Space Jam. The amount of hours me and my brothers and cousin put in this game is insane. Find the Michael Jordan like basketball shorts and shit, and that was always like a fun little mini game. Rugrats in Paris, the movie, which I only ever did the Here Comes Chucky Chan mini game that was in the game. I didn't play this one as much as I played this one, the original Rugrats. I still need to get the black label, but you know, either way, we still have that. Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22. Ooh, oh, the amount of hours. And it still has the original Funimation logo. Oh, and now Funimation don't even exist anymore. Funimation. You should be watching. I gotta find the black label of this, but we have Croc, the original, one of the original 3D platformers, which is pretty cool. And we have Crash 3, or Crash 3 Warp, how you want to say it. Chrono Cross, and then we also have Casper. This game was trash, but I used to play it all the time. And then we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which is, yeah, I'm still missing Crash Bandicoot for the original PlayStation 1 and 2, which I need to find, black label. There's a few that I'm still missing, but eventually I will definitely get them. We can get into PS2. There's not gonna, I'm gonna alphabetize this after, but I'm gonna just show it off for now. Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3, I love that game. Phantom Brave, which is the original classic game, and now the sequel already came out. One Piece, the Grand Adventure, Peace Pirate Carnival, which is also a bunch of mini games. Naruto Uzumaki Chronicles, and then the second one to that, these games were not that good. Dragon Ball Z Budokai. Oh God, the amount of times and hours I sunk into that game with my cousin, it is unreal. Then we got Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. This changed the game for Dragon Ball Z games, for sure. Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2, and then we have the first one, that's still the greatest hits version, which I need to get the regular version. We got Inuyasha Fatal Combat, which is a really good Inuyasha fighting game. Probably my favorite game on the PS2, Inuyasha The Secret and the Cursed Mask. I love this game. Absolutely love this game. I've said this many times, I would love to have a port on the PlayStation 4, and I really do want to play this over for the second channel, because like, man, good fan service, good just JRPG turn-based style, a really good anime game. It actually had all the voice cast in it. It even has that original Adult Swim logo on it, if you guys can see that. Oh, and that original Cartoon Network logo. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. It's so good. We have Grandia 3. This one wasn't all that good, but it was pretty decent. Then Grandia 2, this port was ass. Absolutely ass. It was better to play it on the Dreamcast, but the Dreamcast one is a little bit more expensive. The Saga 2, Zone of the Enders. That also has the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo disc inside, which is a really good find as well. We got Shaman King, Yu Yu Hakusho The Dark Tournament. That game can get pretty difficult at the end of it. Xeno Saga Episode 1. Hopefully they are able to work with Bandai Namco and bring this back to the Switch at some point, because it would be nice to play that at some point on a modern console. We have Space Channel 5, the PS2 edition. Oh man, I love this game. Samurai Legend Musashi. This game was so classic. It killed the franchise because it underperformed under Square Enix kind of ideals, but it feels like this game actually did really well, and they never did another one after that, which is sad. We got Ratchet and Clank Up and Arsenal, which I don't know if this is the second one or third one or what, but I have it. Kingdom Hearts, the original. This is my original copy of Kingdom Hearts. When you walk away, please don't hear me say, please. Okay, sorry. And then my original copy of Kingdom Hearts 2 that is signed by Richard Epcar. I think he plays Ansem in that game. And then we have Metal Gear Solid 2, and then we have Full Metal Alchemist, the original version, the original game. The first one. Dynasty Warriors 2. Dynasty Warriors 3 is where I started, but then I went back to play the originals because I wanted to see what they were like before. That the first one was a fighting game and not a Warriors game, which is crazy, but this is the first time they actually did a Warriors game. And Dragon Ball Z Saga is a terrible game, but it's still fun if you play it with a friend. And then we have Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which the remake is going to be coming out, I think, in June. And that is all PS2 games. So we have Final Fantasy 13, which is a really great Final Fantasy. Most people will not agree with that, but I think it was really good. Final Fantasy Lightning Returns. We have J-Star Victories, the PS3 version. PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale, which I still think needs a sequel and would be a cool game to play for a PlayStation Super Smash Brothers. Resonance of Fate. I need to get the PS4 version, but this game was so cool. It had like these like turn-based time gun, you know, battle mechanics, which was really cool, and it was just a really cool game. I even have the strategy guide for that. And then we have Uncharted 2 and 3, which I technically don't need because I have the Nathan Drake collection on PS4, but I have them just for, you know, collecting sake, I guess. Then I have my 3DS that I've had for a very long time, as you can tell from how beat up it is. It's in this Pokemon thing. And then we have the Pikachu Stylus, which is pretty neat. And the 3 games that was in here was Pokemon Wally World. Focus. There it is. So there's that. Yeah, it's Kirby Triple Deluxe. And then we also have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That's so good. We have just the Galaxy 3DS, which is pretty cool. And then what was I playing was Pokemon Sun, which is a pretty good game. I mean, I like this one. Ultra Sun wasn't that all that good. I know people don't really like the Alola region, but me and my wife did, which was pretty fun. This is a modded 3DS. I don't even think it's charged right now. Yeah, I think it's dead. I have to charge it. So I would show you what's on my 3DS, but maybe that's a good thing because Nintendo probably wouldn't like it. And this Bayonetta amiibo. I also have the Bayonetta 2 amiibo, which I think is downstairs with the Sega stuff. Found it. Okay, so Bayonetta 2 with the Bayonetta included, which in Japan they had it separate, which is something I do want to get eventually. My wife did have it. She was playing it. And then I did also found my Joker amiibo that I have, and then also my Bayonetta 2 amiibo. So I said amiibo, not amiibo. Either way, so we got Bayonetta 1 and 2, which is pretty cool. Now, as a Final Fantasy fan, you would think that I would have Sephiroth and Cloud, but I don't, because I miss them. I'm not salty at all. I'm not salty. So I'm gonna have to find those at a reasonable price at some point, but maybe I have to bite the bullet and just buy the skeleton prices, which I don't want to do. I'm going to rearrange the shelves, make it look pretty, and then I'll show you the final results when I'm done. So here is all the stuff on the shelf. I had to rearrange some stuff. I had to move over the Yeast Collector's Edition bag over. I put the Yeast in the PS5 section with all the other collector editions as well. And now the PS4 has come down a little bit more, and the Saga 5 is still there. And then we have Nintendo Switch proudly going here with the 360, the only 360 game I have, along with Bayonetta there, and then the Wii, and then the rest of Metroid here, and a little bit of the Peach stuff that I have. Well, no, let me correct myself. I have a lot of Peach stuff, which I'll probably show in a bit. However, this is the only stuff that I brought upstairs because the Nintendo stuff is going to be staying downstairs. So I left some Peach stuff downstairs, but kept the stuff that I really wanted to bring up, which was the games, a few little collectibles and stuff and whatnot over there. And then we got my 3DS down there, which I'm still going to figure out what I'm going to do with that shelf. And then we have all the PS3 games on the shelf, PS2 and all that, as well as all this stuff looking really, really nice. Yeah. So as I was about to wrap up this video, after having everything displayed on the shelf nicely, I remembered and I found that I have some more Atlas stuff, which is a sealed copy of Persona 3. Also, we got Persona 4 for the PS2, along with the strategy guide for Persona 3 and also the strategy guide for Persona 4. And then also I managed to find that I had this Persona 4 visual data, which is pretty cool to have. And now I gotta find room for this. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, let me know what was your favorite game. Do you have any of these games? What do you guys think about just collecting and figuring out games on the shelf? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know down in the comments down below. Do you always end up finding something else after you already put everything on the shelf? Let me know that as well. It feels like every time I put something on the shelf and I get it all nice and neat, I end up pulling something else out and I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had this. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, let me know by hitting the like button, subscribing for more. I'm trying to hit 10K by the end of the year. And with your help and support, I can definitely do that. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video next time. Bye me.